Hey everybody, this is GGB, co-host Puppers, and today we're going to be getting into this independent Chiefs game at the Big Ten Titans. So, I hope you guys are interested. Let's get straight into it. For the quarterbacks, we're going to have Russell Wilson from Wisconsin, Drew Brees from Purdue, and Tom Brady from Michigan. At running back, we're going to have Ezekiel Elliott from Ohio State, Saquon Barkley from Penn State, and Le'Veon Bell from Michigan State. At fullback, we have Alec Ingold from Wisconsin. At wide receiver, we have Michael Thomas from Ohio State, Stephon Diggs from Maryland, Allen Robinson II from Penn State, Chris Godwin from Penn State, and DJ Moore from Maryland. At tight end, we have George Kittle from Iowa, Vernon Davis from Maryland, and Mike Gesicki from Penn State. At left tackle, we have Taylor Lewin from Michigan. At left guard, we have Richie Incognito from Nebraska and Roger Saffold III from Indiana. At center, we have Travis Frederick from Wisconsin and Kevin Zeitler from Wisconsin. At right guard, we have Marshall Yonda from Iowa and Brandon Scherf from Iowa. At right tackle, we have Ryan Ramczyk from Wisconsin, Brian Bulaga from Iowa, and Rob Havenstein from Wisconsin. At left end, we have J.J. Watt from Wisconsin and Joey Bosa from Ohio State. At right end, we have Cameron Howard from Ohio State and Nick Bosa from Ohio State. At defensive tackle, we have Maurice Hurst from Michigan, DaQuan Jones from Penn State, and Jonathan Hankins from Ohio State. At left outside linebacker, we have T.J. Watt from Wisconsin, Ryan Kerrigan from Purdue, and Cameron Wake from Penn State. At middle linebacker, we're going to have Levante David from Nebraska, Joe Schobert from Wisconsin, and Juwan Bentley from Purdue. At right outside linebacker, we have Whitney Merciless from Illinois. At cornerback, we have Jason McCourty from Rutgers, Desmond King II from Iowa, Logan Ryan from Rutgers, and Denzel Ward from Ohio State. Free safety, we have Devin McCourty from Rutgers and Micah Hyde from Iowa. At strong safety, we have Adrian Amos from Penn State and Malcolm Jenkins from Ohio State. At kicker, we're going to have Robbie Gould from Penn State. And at punter, we're going to have Sam Cock from Nebraska. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. I think it's a very good idea, very original in my opinion. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. I find it extremely enjoyable. I hope people who watch it do as well. But let me explain things for a second. If you guys this is your first episode and you have not watched the others, maybe you should just go binge watch. It should take a couple hours, but it's a very good series in my opinion. Very original if you like Madden content. But let me just go over a brief overview. All the teams are conferences. So if you didn't notice, the Tennessee Titans are not the normal Tennessee Titans we all watch. But they're the Big Ten in the entirety. So if you went to a Big Ten school, the top, like for instance, the quarterback is Russell Wilson because he went to Wisconsin. It's all Big Ten teams, okay? That's why they're the Big Ten Titans. But the reason they're the Titans is I go all in on stuff, and I spend a lot of time working on it. So the reason they're the Titans is because Mike Vrabel, if you didn't know, went to Ohio State. So therefore, there's the connection to the Big Ten. And on the other side of things, the Chiefs, they're the independents. They're independent schools. We have BYU, Notre Dame, New Mexico State, UMass, Liberty, schools like that. So that's the independents. And if you're wondering why they're the Chiefs, it's because Andy Reid went to BYU, if you didn't know that. But let's get straight into this game. I hope you guys are as excited as I am getting into this awesome matchup of Big Ten versus Independents. Big Ten is a very big threat to go win it all this year. They're a very good team. And if we saw last week, over the last 8 days, we saw the SEC blow out the Mountain West. So we will be seeing the SEC in the playoffs. And we also saw the ACC Buccaneers beat the Big 12 49ers yesterday. So we'll be seeing the ACC in the conference championship game as well. So there are 4 more teams left playing to get into the conference championship, and we're seeing 2 of them right now. So let's see what they do here. So they go play action with Russell Wilson. He has time to throw, and he jumps it off short to George Kittle, and he's tackled almost immediately. But let's take a look at this Big Ten offense. On the offensive line side, we have Brian Bulaga, Brandon Sheriff, Travis Frederick, Marshall Yonda, and Ryan Ramczyk. In receiving core, we have Michael Thomas, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, George Kittle, and Stephon Diggs. So it's a very exciting, speedy team for the Big Ten. They have a very good team set up. And Russell Wilson's the starting quarterback for this team. And if you want to check out the Independence roster and the lineup, I'd recommend going back to the Independence at MAC at Independence Quarter 1. I'll have the rosters up in that episode. Ooh, what a hit. So let's meet the Independence defense here. On the defensive line side of things, we have Stephon Tuitt, Jerry Tillery, Sheldon Day, and Ziggy Ansah. Little linebacker, we have Kyle Van Noy, Fred Warner, and Sion Takitaki. And secondary of Michael Davis, Harrison Smith, Julian Love, and Kavari Russell. Kavari Russell is one of the very few New Mexico State players on the roster and is the only starter. So if you're a New Mexico State fan, I'd watch out for Kavari Russell. So he is your best player on this team. Notre Dame and BYU really fills the starting lineup. If you're UMass, the good takeoff by Russell Wilson picks up the first down. But if you're a UMass fan, look for Tajay Sharp. He's your only guy on this team, and he's going to be making all the plays for you. If you're Army, I'd hope for an offensive lineman to be injured because Alejandro Villanueva is the only player on this team from your normal, your team. I don't know what I'm saying. Liberty, you're not going to see a Liberty player if you're a Liberty fan. I'm sorry, but there's only one Liberty player in the NFL that made the roster, and that was the third-string quarterback for the Independent Chiefs. So, Ezekiel Elliott's just absolutely destroyed in the backfield by Jerry Tillery. And honestly, the Independents have a pretty good pass rush, and they have a pretty good linebacker core. If they have a weak spot, it's in the middle with Tillery and Sheldon Day. But as you can see, Sheldon Day and Jerry Tillery got in there. They're both pretty good defensive tackles. They're not bad, but they're not great either. The secondary is where you'd want to strike. Harrison Smith's a scary spot, especially considering he's their only X factor. But you obviously want to stay away from that. But other than that, so they stuff Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield once again, and we're going to see a 3rd and 13 come up here. So I'd drop people if I was them. Maybe keep a quarterback spy on Russell Wilson. Bring a 3-man rush, in my opinion. Bring let me think. You got, well, I don't know who's the rushers in this, and Kyle Van Noy might be because he's a pretty good pass rusher. But let's see here. So Russell Wilson just has all day to throw, but eventually they do get pressure on him. And I don't know if that's going to count as a sack. It's not. But kind of counts as a sack, in my opinion. Stephon Tuitt gets the tackle. And even though Russell Wilson technically didn't get tackled behind the line of scrimmage, it was still kind of a sack for Stephon Tuitt. Got him to the ground. Even then, Kyle Van Noy was still going to come up. So I guess Kyle Van Noy is not a pass rusher, but in situations, you're going to see Ziggy Ansah and Stephon Tuitt. Those are the two guys to watch if you're an Independence fan. But the Big Ten's going to be punting away on this 4th and 13. So, I don't know. Just pop quiz, maybe, if you want to do this. Leave in the comment section, who do you think the starting quarterback is going to be for this Independence team? So you have a few seconds. I'd pause the video before they show him. And he's coming out on the field now. So let's see him. And it's Taysom Hill. Obviously, he's not the best quarterback in the world. But really, the entire NFL, the Independents have 3 quarterbacks. You have Taysom Hill, Deshaun Kaiser, and Josh Woodrum. And even if you don't think Taysom Hill is that great, he is the best of the 3. There's not even a question. But he might end up starting for the Saints one year, which is why this Independence team might actually end up getting better, even though it's pretty stacked right now with talent. But let's see what they do here. A run game is huge for them. So let's see if they get Jamal Williams and Theo Riddick involved early. And they do. Yeah, you see, that if they want to win right there, that's what you need to do, is get plays like that, chunk plays, not big chunk plays, but like 6 yards. That's a very important part of this offense, is just being able to grind out yards. You understand? It's very important. considering they have a really good offensive line, and the defensive tackle section for this Big Ten team is pretty weak. So let's see what they do here. They're bringing over wide receiver, but ends up being tackled relatively quickly. But let's take a look at this Independence team. On the offensive line, we have Ronnie Staley, Quentin Nelson, Nick Martin, Zach Martin, and Mike McGlinchey. In the receiving corps, we have Golden Tate, Theo Riddick, Jamal Williams, Kyle Rudolph, and Will Fuller. So Will Fuller might actually become a bigger part of the Texans' offense next year, which is why the Independent Chiefs might end up growing and being better on offense. Will Fuller might get a higher overall next year. Same with Taysom Hill, who might become a bigger part of the offense in the next couple of years. And I don't know, the running back situation's not going to be... Ooh, he threw an interception. That's not ideal if you're Taysom Hill in this offense. Throw it straight to Devin McCourty. It was now in the zone. You do not exactly want Devin McCourty in the zone, but now he's in the zone. And Taysom's walking off the field. So he just kind of threw it straight to him. I don't even know what he was saying. I guess he was trying to get it to Rudolph, but didn't even come close to really working. Just threw it straight to him, really. But Big Ten's going to get the ball back. I hope you guys are enjoying this episode so far. If you are, please hit the like and subscribe button. Every like and subscribe puts a smile on my face and Popper's face. So, obviously, just please do that. It makes me so happy. Why wouldn't you just want to make people happy? Especially in this time with coronavirus. Every smile that you give to someone is really awesome. But 1st and 10, 25-yard line. So let's see what this Big Ten offense can do. If this Independence defense can stop them again, or if they're going to be able to punch it in this end zone. So let's see what they do. So they go run here with Ezekiel Elliott, and he is quickly tackled. And he just has not been able to get going here early. It was a good, quick tackle by Kavari Russell. So if you're a New Mexico State fan, you should be like, Kavari Russell, yeah, 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 I'm so happy. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. It was obviously amazing. But honestly, it was a pretty good play by him. Honestly, this defense, Fred Warner, Kyle Van Noy, they're both going to be really good next year. So the only weak spot is that right outside linebacker spot with Sion Takitaki, who could end up getting better, who could not end up getting better, who knows. But Le'Veon Bell ends up going and picks up about 11 yards on this play. And it's going to come to a 3rd and 1. So about 5 minutes has passed. Game time, about 13 minutes actual clock, this video. But let's see what they do on this 3rd and 1. Let's see if they go run with Ezekiel Elliott or not. So they do go run, and I don't think he picked up that 1st down. I think that's a 4th. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot, but I don't think they picked up that 1st down. I think he was tackled short. But, you know, sometimes you don't get the call, so. Yeah, that looks short to me. Let me know what you guys think, but I think that looks short. I don't think he ever passes that line, but, you know, they're not going to challenge it because it's Madden. They only challenge ridiculous stuff, but when there's actually something that could be challenged, they don't challenge that. But let's see what they do here. So they go drop-off pass. Nice pass over the middle. 5 yards, pick up to Mr. Vernon Davis. And I'd bet money that we don't see Vernon Davis that much this game, especially since they have George Kittle on their team. The man, he's one of the best tight ends in the league. So, anyways, Russell Wilson goes 5 wide here. Let's see what he can do on this 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. So, they go actually quarterback draw here. And he picks up a good 3 yards on the play. So, let's see what they do at 2nd and goal. So, about 8.5 minutes left before the first quarter's over. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. But if you're an Independence fan, gotta hope for the stop here. And if you're an Independence fan, I mean, Taysom Hill needs to play better than just throwing an interception the first time he touches the ball. But let's see if they let up a touchdown. Oh, gosh, that was wide open. Touchdown to Mr. Stephon Diggs. The man, the myth, the legend from Maryland. And honestly, even though Stephon Diggs is a really good receiver, this receiving core is nowhere near as talented and deep as the receiving core for the SEC. So if they get past these independents, and if they get past, I guess they would be playing the ACC. They'd most definitely be playing the ACC. And if they get past the ACC, then they'd have to play the SEC, and then that receiving core matchup is going to be crazy. But if any of these teams make it, well, other than like the independents are the obvious exception, but it's going to be an awesome, amazing receiving core. You got the SEC with OBJ, AJ Green, Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, all those guys, Mike Evans. And then you have the ACC. They got D-Hop, and that's really all they have. But they have DeAndre Hopkins. Big Ten has Stephon Diggs and Allen Robinson and Chris Godwin and Michael Thomas, all amazing receivers. And then you go to the Pac-12, you got Keenan Allen. And then you go to the FCS Division II, Division III, you got Tyreek Hill and Adam Thielen. It's going to be a fire Super Bowl no matter what. Fire a championship game. But let's see if Taysom Hill can do a little bit better than throwing an interception on the first play. As you can see, he's 0 for 1, 0 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Obviously not the ideal way to start your, game off. But 8 minutes left. Let's see what they can do here to, make this a closer game. It's 7-0 right now. I mean, the defense wasn't all to blame on that drive. It was mostly, the offense setting them up in an absolutely horrendous position. But let's see what Taysom Hill does here. So they go draw, and he picks up about 5. But let's see this Big Ten defense. Let's get an introduction to it. On the defensive line, we have the 3, J.J. Watt, Daquan Jones, and Joey Bosa. On the linebacker core, we have T.J. Watt, Levante David, Joe Schobert, and Ryan Kerrigan. And in the secondary, we're going to have Jason McCourty, Adrian Amos, Devin McCourty, and Desmond King. And Jason McCourty is the one that got the interception last time. So remember, this corner is going to be on lockdown the rest of the until they pick up 30 yards. But I'd be going nowhere near Jason McCourty right now. But let's see what they do here on the 2nd and 6th play. Obviously, the running game has been the strong suit for them. So they go run. But unfortunately, when they know they're going to... Oh, my God. That just... Theo Riddick refused to go down. He was like, nah, I'm picking up this first down. What a run, honestly, by Theo Riddick. And honestly, the running backs aren't that strong. They're really not. I mean, if you're going to look at running backs, Big Ten probably has the best running back core with Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, and Le'Veon Bell. Or you could look at the SEC with Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, and Derrick Henry. They have a pretty great one as well. But okay, so Golden Tate's quickly tackled for a loss for 2 yards. Great tackle by Jason McCourty. Again, why would you be testing Jason McCourty? It seems like the wrong thing to do, especially when he's in shutdown mode. That sounds like a bad plan, honestly. I'd be targeting, not Golden Tate. I'd be targeting Will Fuller, especially since I think Will Fuller is more talented. Even though Golden Tate's the higher overall. I just feel like that's who you should be going to. That and Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph is significantly underused by this football team. Let's see what they do here on the 2nd and 12. So they go run. They just lose 2 yards. And we're going to see a 3rd and 14. So let's see Taysom Hill's second throw. Let's see if he can pick up this first down or if he's going to throw in another interception, Well, let's see what happens here. It was just, poorly blocked, But, it's a very strong offensive line, so I wouldn't go against them too much. I wouldn't be like, they suck, but... Let's see what they do here. Right tackle. That guy looks like he's blitzing, so he passes him on to the interior offensive lineman. So he chucks it deep, but oh my gosh, is that inaccurate. And that's what's really going to need to improve if Taysom Hill is going to be starting quarterback in this or in the actual NFL and he wants to actually compete, is he needs to work on his deep ball significantly. That needs to be way more accurate than it is. Give at least Tate a chance to go up and try to grab that ball, but instead, kind of threw it away. As you can see, UMass fans, Tajay Sharp, that's got to root for right there if you are a Minuteman. But let's see, punting it away. Let's see what they do here. See how far this guy can punt. Remember, if you didn't watch the other episodes, this punter is not that great if you want to look at the roster. He is not a great punter. So any punt you get out of him that's pretty good, that's a win. But let's see. Russell Wilson's going to come out on the field. He has 1 touchdown to his name right now. Let's see if he can make it 2. About 5 minutes and 55 seconds left game time in this game. So let's see what Russell Wilson in this offense can do. So we're just going to circle them in the huddle right now. But Michael Thomas in real life and in this game is an absolute beast. And I'm surprised he has not had a catch yet, considering the corner situation is not that great. So they bring their fullback, Alec Ingold, onto the field. So let's see what they do here. So they go quick screen pass outside to Stephon Diggs. And he just, gets absolutely destroyed by Harrison Smith. Just murdered, really. But still pick up 8 yards. And, he doesn't get hurt. So it really was a whole loss for, the Independents. So they bring Alec Ingold onto the field again. And it seems like that's what they love doing. So they go play action here. He has time to throw across the field to, again, a guy who I thought was underused in these first 2 drives, Mr. Michael Thomas. And Michael Thomas is their man, and he should be the man for, the rest of his career. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback in a few years from now. I mean, Russell Wilson could keep going, but we're probably not going to see Drew Brees and Tom Brady for that much longer. So we're probably going to see, second and third string players. Like we're going to see Kirk Cousins and Dwayne Haskins step into their roles as second and third string quarterbacks, but that's not an ideal situation for them. So hopefully Russell Wilson will stay. And another giant hit by Harrison Smith. Unfortunately, they're still picking up pretty good yards, 6 yards on that play. But eventually they're going to fumble. Harrison Smith's just going to, murder them and then pick up the ball once they're, dead. They just don't have a pulse anymore. But let's see, 22 minutes, I'd say, approximately. We're deep into this game. 4.5 minutes left game time. So let's see what they do here. So they scan the field. He throws it. And it is going to be incomplete. Oh, actually, never mind. Complete. I thought he popped it out there. Sorry. No, Michael Thomas holds on. Well, I should know that Michael Thomas holds on to the ball. But eventually, one of these hits is going to pop it loose. If you're an Independence fan, they just keep getting, murdered. But apparently that's not enough. But they bring the fullback onto the field, Alec Ingold. So let's see what they do here. So they go play action. So they only bring a 4-man rush. And he has all the time to, spot the wide open man. But unfortunately, I don't know who that was. It's on me. Might have been Kittle. Is unable to come down with that football. Even though, he was so wide open. But 4 minutes into this, 4 minutes left to game time. This 8 Independents at Big 10. So let's see what they do here in these final 4 minutes. So Russell Wilson steps back to throw. He scans the field. He throws it short to Stephon Diggs. And we're going to see a 3rd and 8 pop up on the screen. 3 minutes and about 45 seconds left for this episode's over game time-wise. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am producing it. I don't know what the exclamation point's all about. But let's see what the Big 10 Titans have dialed up here on this 3rd and 10. So they go... What a throw. That was actually a perfect throw to Stephon Diggs. But, so they pick up the first. Actually, Allen Robinson. That's my bet. I thought that was Stephon Diggs. It was Allen Robinson. But, they pick up that first down. And Allen Robinson could become a big part of the passing attack. Just like, Allen Robinson did for the Bears last year. He was really their only target that was reliable. So... But, also the quarterback was reliable, so I'm not sure you can blame that 100% on the receivers. But let's see, 1st and 10, 14-yard line, 3 minutes left to go, game time in this game. So let's see, the Independents bring an all-out blitz, but he dumps it off quickly to Stephon Diggs, picks up about 5 yards, and brings up a 2nd and 5 in the red zone, 9-yard line. Gosh, I miss sports. Maybe I'm probably not alone, but gosh, do I miss them. I can't wait till football starts up again, or the NBA, for that matter. So he goes run here, and he's tackled. I don't know, they got that first down. Let's see. Nope, 3rd and 1. So about 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Let's see if they can take a pretty good 14-0 lead, or if they'll have to settle for a field goal here. So let's see what happens here for the Big Ten Titans. So this looks like it's not going to be a run, honestly. Since you got to drop people. You gotta. So they go 4-man rush, and he just finds the wide open guy over the middle for a touchdown. First receiving touchdown for Michael Thomas. And now they're winning 14-0. About a minute 52 left in this game. So let's see what if the man out of BYU, Taysom Hill, can actually put up points on the board, because right now they're sitting at a big fat 0. So let's see if Andy Reid can scheme up something. He definitely needs to involve Riddick and Jamal Williams. They're obviously their two playmakers on offense. Their run game is a very important part, because the offensive line can dominate, and that's what you need to do. If your offensive line can dominate and you don't have a great quarterback, run it. That's the key, is just, running the football. That's the ideal way to win. I mean, if you're, obviously, sometimes, like you're the Dolphins and you don't have a good running back, or a good offensive line, or a good quarterback, or a good receiving core, or a good defense, or a good specialty. I'm hating on the Dolphins, but I actually like what they did this offseason. I think they're actually an underdog that could actually make real noise next year in the playoffs. But let's see. 26.5 minutes left in this first quarter. See the kickoff. And it's kicked off from Robbie Gould. And we don't get to see a return. But minute 54 left in this first quarter. Let's see if we're going to get to see the Independents finally drive down the football field instead of punting it, really quickly. I got to see if I get... Not very often I can give advice to Andy Reid, but computer Andy Reid needs to run this football more. Jamal Williams and Theo Riddick are the answer. No matter if you think Taysom Hill needs to throw it a little bit, I don't care, but you just run the ball, please. I beg of you. That's the key. You can hit some play action, short passes. So, yeah, I'm fine with play action. But, unfortunately, Taysom Hill just wants to, run immediately. And especially when there's a spy on him, that doesn't work. J.J. Watt at number 8. That's hilarious. But, he had time in the pocket, honestly. I mean, it's not like he was under a lot of pressure. I mean, I guess that guy was getting up, possibly, but... I feel like the running back could have blocked him. But, he thought he saw an opening. And, that's Taysom's game. So, I guess you can take advantage of that. These are both running quarterbacks, so you got to watch out for this run game. But let's see what they do here on the 2nd and 12. So he goes hands off. And he picks up a good 5 yards, I'd say. But it brings up a 3rd and 7. About a minute and 10 seconds left on this clock. 3rd and 7. So if they don't convert here, we're going to get to see the Big Ten one more time before the first quarter ends. So he goes 5 wide here. I feel like Kyle Rudolph is the perfect player to go to here. He's a big target. Could get wide open. So they actually go to, a guy who drops the football. I think that's actually a running back. So, I mean, I'm not sure you can exactly blame him a whole bunch, but he should have caught that ball. I don't care if you're a freaking cornerback. That's the perfect pass. I don't know who that is, so, yep. I think that was Riddick. So, Riddick dropped that pass, if you were wondering. If you're an angry Independence fan, it was Riddick who you should be yelling at. But let's see the punt. He punts it away. He gets it around the 22-yard line. He returns it to about 33-yard line. Picks up about 11 yards on the return. Good return by Stephon Diggs. But let's see what this Big Ten offense has in him. Has left in them for this final 42 seconds. Check in tomorrow for the next episode in this series. Just keep posting these until, the day I die. No, that's not true. Until this tournament's over, which is going to be about mid-May, I think, approximately. I mean, mean, I'm going to be in here for a while anyways. Might as well figure out something to do. So anyways, they go pass it to George Kittle. And, he just absolutely makes a guy look silly. But about 30 seconds left. I think it's time to start doing my little wrap-up speech. Anyways, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really makes me so much happier when I see that little 17th subscriber or likes. That's not, me and my friends hitting the like button. Oh, no, that's not... Oh, fumbled it. I told you that hit stick was going to get someone eventually. But 4 seconds left. We're going to get to see one play. Kavari Russell actually picked up some New Mexico State fans. Kavari Russell. But we're going to get to see... So actually, that was a huge play for the Big Ten, but then that just kind of turned around to the other direction. But just an absolute... I told you, Harrison Smith destroying people like that, eventually someone was going to fumble. Didn't know he would stick his hands through the man. But anyways, let me get back to my little wrap-up speech. Please hit the subscribe button. 17th subscriber. That's my dream, is to get someone who I don't personally know to subscribe to my channel. 17 would just make me so happy. So please make me the happiest man on earth. And subscribe to my channel. Likes, comments, everything makes me so happy that people are actually watching this stuff. So if you could watch the entire thing, that's also helpful. So they go throw here, and it's dropped. But that's the end of the first quarter. I hope you guys enjoyed it so far. Anyways, this is GGB, co-host Poppers, saying adios, amigos.